So, in terms of what we just talked about, you're in the bathroom, afraid of small spaces, but the door is open. Now,
Yes.
you said that you feel nervous right now, but it's clearly doable. You're in the bathroom right now, right?
Yes, I
When
am.
you when you think about closing the door, which we're not going to have you do right now, not even close. We'll do it in like a little bit. But when you think about it, how do you feel?
Um, like panicky, my breath speeds up, my stomach tightens, yeah, not fun.
Okay. For a moment, let's play with something for a second. I want you just for a moment to think about it with your eyes open or closed is totally fine. But keep breathing. Keep breathing full in your stomach. I needed help this week to breathe. If you don't see that, do you see this? I realized my wife's like, "Why is your energy going down?" I'm like, "I don't know." And then she heard me sleeping the other night. She's like, "You need to like pull this open." So I'm like, "Is this what breath feels like and oxygen to the brain feels like?" So it's nice now. So what I want you to do is do what I now know how to do, which is breathe. And just start breathing, getting that pattern right now, just breathing full. And as you're doing that, I want you to think about it just for a second and keep breathing, and tell me how you're feeling as you're breathing.
I feel good, especially if I can just focus on the breath and nothing else.
Okay, that makes sense. So one of the biggest things that I think you'll notice is that this is very much a mental thing, but not mental meaning mind over matter and you'll be fine. Not we're just not
Yeah.
just gonna push through it. It's just some mental shifts that we need to make.
Yeah.
Now, remind me, your first giant win after I think we had like one, maybe two calls together at some point was you were able to drive through the car wash, right?
Yeah, I
And you
was.
hadn't been able to do that prior to that in 6 months.
No.
So there is a part of you that does know that it can shift in a heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to help you to just unlearn this response. When you think about um, closing the door and or just being in a small space, close your eyes for a moment and just think about that. And I want to understand how this fear works. I want you to tell me when you imagine closing the door and you're in a small space, is the picture really big in your mind? Is it small or is it life size?
It's not life size.
Okay.
It's not small, but so I guess it's big is the other option.
Yeah, that's right. That is the other option. Okay. Um, Now close your eyes. I want you to think about it again because there are a few things I want to learn, but you're totally right about that. So it's really big. Is the image that you have that freaks you out of the door being closed and all that, is it in full color or more in black and white?
Full color,
Okay. Is it um is it clear or is it blurry?
clear.
Okay. Are you in the picture or are you in the experience? Now, what I mean by this is like imagining, like, do you see yourself in the situation or are you actually in it firsthand?
I see myself in this
Okay.
situation.
Okay. Interesting. And when you see yourself in the situation, how does that Amanda look? Does she look like she's afraid? Does she look calm? What does she look like in that situation?
Yes, afraid, panicky,
Okay.
scared. Hmm.
Okay. So let's try something for a moment. All I'm going to help you to do is to make a few minor mental shifts. And I want to tell you the nerdiness behind this before you do it, because sometimes we can think, and maybe not you, but maybe somebody else watching this. Yeah, I remember that you're watching. We tend to sometimes think that in order to have a massive emotional shift or breakthrough in our life, it's going to take this monumental stuff. It's just not true. So, what's happening is when we make mental shifts, just minor, but maybe a two or three of them, we're actually changing the neurology, which is a fancy way of saying the feelings that we associate to things.
Okay.
That's how you were able to go through the car wash the first time, and we didn't even aim it at that. We actually aimed it at, believe it was elevators. And then that you're just like, I'm just gonna go through a car wash. So your brain's like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah.
So let's aim it at this time. That was super fun for me to learn on that call. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you instructions, very simple instructions, and we're gonna do it in probably 3 sets. So I'll give you one, we're gonna do it all together, two, do it all together, and three, and then we're just gonna start playing with it until this little phobia of yours is just gone. Okay?
Okay. Mhm.
Okay. So first thing I want you to do is with your eyes open, just breathe in and out like 3 times, but not fast, just and with each one, I want you to just feel that sense of relaxation physically in your body as you do it, because we're not going to close the door or anything. We're just I want you to feel a sense of being relaxed in your body. One more time. Good. How does this feel right now?
Good.
Good. I like that. So here's what we're going to do. We've done similar things before, but we're going to do it obviously all together in one big chunk today. The first thing that I'm going to have you do when I tell you to is I'm just going to have you close your eyes. And what's your favorite color again?
Teal.
Teal. I love that. We're going to put a thick, like 2 inch thick teal border around that image you described to me in your mind, all the way around. And then when I tell you to, we're going to really quickly shrink it down to like this size and
Okay.
then flick it between black and white in your mind. Doesn't need to be perfect. Okay? That'll
Okay.
be the first piece. Okay, and then I'll
Okay.
instruct you with the next. Okay, so nice deep breath in. Close your eyes. I want you to see the image that you described to me earlier that really scares you. Okay, and I want you to put that 2 inch thick border in teal around that whole image. Tell me when you can see it around the whole image.
I can see it.
Okay, on the count of three, you know what to do. Three, two, one. Nice deep breath in first. Shrink it down quick. Blink it black and white. Open your eyes. Now, what's interesting is when I watch these trainings back, I realize that most of the times the recording cannot hear the sound I'm making when we're flicking it black and white. Did you hear the sound?
No?
That's what I've learned. So tell me if you can hear this when I do it. You hear that? No. Yes or
Yes.
no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do for fun because sound is a part of how the brain makes changes. So we need that sound in there,
Okay.
which might tell me why some people have been like, it worked, but not really. I'm like, why? That fucking audio. Anyway, here's what we're gonna because it is part of how the brain interprets information. So what I'm gonna have you do, we're just gonna do that piece again. But when I tell
Okay.
you to shrink it down and then I say flick it black and white, I just want you out loud, or at least in your head, to make that you can't even hear me doing it. I don't know how to explain that. Do what you think I'm doing for a second. Any idea?
I don't know how to do that.
Have you or any of your kids or anyone ever made like a machine gun sound, like flicking your tongue a lot?
Yeah.
Oh, and now
Okay.
I can't hear you doing. Okay, something's wrong with this. But I want whatever that sound was, whatever that sound
Yeah.
was, that's what you're gonna make. Okay.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
now realized the one limitation of this. I need to orchestrate that sound somehow. This has been really good learning for me. It works great in person like this. I wonder why. Because it all actually works. Okay. So we're going to shrink it down in your mind. And when I tell you to flick it black and white quickly, you're going to make that really quick blah, 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 blah sound. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Teal border around it, really thick teal border. That's right. You can smile too. That'll help the process. All right. Nice deep breath in. Three, two, one, shrink it down. And blink it black and white. Quickly. There we go. Keep making that sound. Keep making that sound. Blink it black and white. Blink it black. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. All right. Open your eyes. There we go. That's one mental shift. We're going to make two more, and then we're going to start
Okay.
the process of you being able to do this. And you're really going to notice that the feelings are going to drop dramatically quite quickly. Okay.
Okay.
Second thing I want you to do, can you hear it when I do this? Do, 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 do. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Perfect. Glad that I said that ahead of time. What I'm going to have you do this time is not yet, but when I have you close your eyes, I'm going to have you like hop into the picture as if you're in the experience.
Okay.
And when you're kind of imagining yourself in the picture of that experience, what I'm going to have you do is like fully rewind it as if you're walking out of the bathroom or the little space, like everything's going backwards. Okay. That's all you're going
Okay.
to do. You
Mhm.
walk right out and like quickly. Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
All right. So close your eyes, deep breath, and I'm going to add one piece to it. Before we do this, I'm going to have you imagine that you're in a movie theater
Hmm.
and you're seeing this way up on the screen.
Okay.
And I want you to float into the screen, into your body, and then on the count of three, just rewind it really quickly all the way out of the bathroom or all the way out of the small space. Three, two, one, and rewind. Do 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 breathe. Do 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 do. All right, open your eyes, close them again. Step into this experience, and I'm gonna have you fast forward and rewind this little image or memory of yourself freaking out like 5 times pretty quickly. All right.
Hmm.
And tell me if you can hear this ahead of time.
Yes.
Perfect. I'm glad I'm making this known ahead of time. All right. So with your eyes closed, I want you to start at the beginning of this thought of you going into the bathroom, being stuck and freaking out and all that. Start at the beginning and fast forward all the way to the end and rewind. Fast forward. Fast forward. Rewind. Fast forward. Rewind. Fast forward. Rewind. There we go. Open your eyes. Nice deep breath. All right. And here's the last piece we're going to do. And I want you to answer a question when we're done.
Sure.
This time, I'm going to have you close your eyes. So go ahead. I want you to imagine, again, sitting on some kind of seat in a movie theater with this picture out there in front of you on the screen. And I want you to imagine floating outside of your body into the projector room behind you. Tell me when you're there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, I want you to look down at yourself, looking up at yourself in the picture, and just think to yourself internally, I don't want to fucking be this woman anymore. And I want you to notice as you're sitting here looking down at yourself, look up at yourself on the screen. I want you to notice that you feel totally fine, like you feel calm right now. I want you to notice how sick and tired you are of being the woman who can't go into the bathrooms. I just want you to notice that. And in your mind, you don't have to say anything out loud. I just want you to make that firm decision that today's the day we change. I don't need to do this anymore. There's no real reason for me to need to do this. So this was a learned response. I can unlearn it in a heartbeat. And we're going to take that determination and open your eyes. And what I want you to do actually is with your eyes open, I want you to just breathe from your diaphragm for a moment. And actually, you can open your eyes or keep them closed, but I want you in your mind to make a picture of yourself in a bathroom that's closed, but I want you to see yourself in this picture feeling totally calm in it. So see yourself in a bathroom or in a small space, but see yourself feeling calm in it. The beautiful thing about your mind is you can make up whatever you want. So tell me when you can see that.
I can see it. Just
Okay,
going about my day.
good, good. Do you want to be that woman?
Yes.
I love that. And when you look at that woman feeling totally fine and calm going about her day in that small space and just thinking
Mhm.
nothing of it, what do you feel when you look at that?
Happy, confident.
Hmm. You feel happy and confident while you look at that. I like that. So here's what I want you to do. Close your eyes again, look at that picture, and I want you to breathe in and out. Breathe deep. And as you do, tell me what you're feeling in your body and tell me the direction that you can feel the feeling spinning in your body. Where do they start and where do they go?
Like my chest.
Hmm.
And just kind of go out, go down and go out.
Okay. And how do you feel? Is it a good feeling when you look at this picture of you feeling totally fine in that bathroom?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Perfect. What I want, keep your eyes closed. I want you to feel the feeling from your chest going down and out. And I want you to imagine it going a bit faster and spinning faster and faster and faster as if it's like energy going that way.
Okay.
And if you had to put a color on it, let's put teal. Let's make that color teal of seeing that energy kind of go from your chest down and out and around and spinning and spinning and spinning, spinning and spinning even faster still. As you keep looking at this picture of yourself, feeling totally fine going about your day in the bathroom. Keep breathing. And it's okay to smile, by the way. There we go. Yeah, your whole fucking life's gonna change. We want to feel smiley about that. There you go. Good. Keep it spinning. And open your eyes. Now, here's where the part where your whole life can literally change this fast. What's interesting is the picture that we make in our head that freaks us out a lot is way scarier than what's actually happening in front of us.
Yes.
That's what's really interesting about fears is if we're just conscious and we're like not grounding our senses like a therapist would say, but if we're just present with what's actually happening and we don't make up crazy scenarios, we'll
Yes.
feel fine and normal, right? So what I want
Yes.
you to do for a moment is go stand outside your bathroom, or you can bring your phone if you want. You don't need to go that far, just kind of like literally step outside of it.
Okay.
Okay. And I want you to look in the bathroom with eyes open. Just look in the bathroom and imagine yourself in there and imagine yourself feeling totally calm. Okay. And then I want you to imagine closing the door. You don't have to, but just imagine closing the door. And I want you to imagine yourself in there just still feeling calm as if, oh, nice, I get my privacy to poop. No big deal. And now open your eyes and go step closer to it, closer to the bathroom. Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Hmm.
keeping your eyes closed, see yourself sitting there and feeling totally fine. Spin those feelings from your chest down and out. Feel that feeling you felt a moment ago. And when we make the crevices of our mouth go up and it's called a smile, feel free to do that in this process. There you go. We want something called endorphins, which is a calming chemical to help us out here. We don't want this to be stressful. So go inside the bathroom now. There you
Okay.
go. There you go. One of my I've had so many teachers in the space of psychiatry coaching and all these different areas. I'm always learning. And the most funny one has always said that he was on a panel once with a bunch of psychiatrists and there was someone interviewing all of them. And he's like, the psychiatrist came up and asked us all, what do we think the world's biggest problem is? And someone was like, world hunger. The other one was like, sexual slavery. The other one was, they all had these giant problems. And this, my one teacher, like laughing at everyone, he's like, fucking seriousness. And everyone started laughing, and he's like, we're just so serious all the time. And he's like, I will have clients come into my office, and they're like, okay, I'm trying to get better. And he's like, how are you gonna get better from that state? So it's kind of like play with this, right? The more playful we, there we go. The more playful we are, the easier this will be. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna make the mental shift, and then we're
Okay.
gonna begin to do it. All right, that's better. How does that feel, by the way? When you just smile for no reason.
Yeah, good.
So I want you to look at the door right now,
Uh,
and I want you to notice how you feel. You can just keep looking at the door for a moment. Notice how you feel. You don't need to tell me. But then I want you to imagine that it's closing slowly. But I want you to keep the picture in your mind of you sitting in the bathroom feeling totally fine. Okay?
um,
Just imagine yourself in the bathroom, totally fine, and then having the door close. But keep that picture in your mind of yourself just chilling, feeling fine, knowing that you can just walk out if you chose to.
mhm.
Now, I can see an interesting pattern, and this is common with everybody. A part of us, or you in this case, is like, fuck, fuck, fuck. But the other part of you is like, okay, like that makes sense. Are you kind of feeling that inner, like back and forth?
Yes.
Totally normal, but that's how you know that this is going to work because a part of you is accepting all this. So here's
Yes.
what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to do. Bring the phone with you so I can
Okay.
see you. And I just want you to, does your door swing into the bathroom or out of the bathroom?
Into the bathroom.
Okay, that makes sense. Most do. So here's the thing too. What anxiety slash a phobia wants is to know that you are in control. So we're gonna give it that, and because you deserve to know that anyway. I mean, if I went into the bathroom knowing and believing I had no control to get out, I'd be freaking out too. So part of you overcoming this for good is feeling that you literally do have the control of doing this. So it's
Okay.
mental and experiential. So go ahead and grab the handle of the door, but don't close it yet.
Okay.
Now, could a part of us be super excited that our life could change in this moment?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, good. Are you?
I'm very hopeful. Yes.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. There's only two very simple things that I want you to do as we do this, and it's hard to mess them
Mhm.
up. But I'll keep reminding you because you have an old pattern. What you're going to do as I tell you to do something here, you're going to keep the picture in your mind of you feeling calm in the bathroom, like seeing yourself feel totally calm in the bathroom.
Okay.
You're gonna keep that picture in your mind, and you're just gonna keep breathing. That's literally your whole job here. Okay,
Okay.
just like that. Now here's the beautiful thing. Here's the only instruction I'm going to give you otherwise. What you're going to do, not yet, but when I tell you, all you're going to do is you're going to slowly and surely start closing the door. But as you do it, if there's any part where you begin to get uncomfortable, just stop. Because what I want you to do is to really start to rewire your nervous system to learn, like, I'm in as control as I want to be. And then when it is eventually closed, we'll get there. You're just going to reopen it all together, and then I'm going to give you next instructions. We're going to do this all together, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So slowly begin to close the door, but before you do it, keep the picture of yourself in your mind of you feeling calm in the bathroom, just chilling there, and keep breathing.
Okay.
Now, slowly and surely, and whenever you notice discomfort, stay where you are. Whenever you notice the discomfort, don't push yourself, just keep it where it is. There you go. And when you feel the need to pause, no problem at all. All I want you to do is see the picture. You're good. Hey, when you feel that discomfort, you're doing good. You're doing really good. When you feel that discomfort, look, you notice the control you have?
Mhm. Yep.
So just for a moment, keep it where it is. Oh, you overachiever, you. Keep it where it is right now, you fucking
Okay.
overachiever. And I just want you to, this is a critical moment. I want you to look at the door and kind of look around you. And I want you to notice that what you're actually seeing and experiencing in reality is never going to be as scary as what's going on up here,
Okay. Yeah. You're right. I mean, you're right.
right? And we know this, we all know
Yeah.
this logically, but until we have a moment where we just really take that in, we're running old
Yeah.
patterns of like thinking and feeling versus just being here, right? So look at the door and
Yeah.
notice that it's almost closed and notice that you have full control to keep it open or closed. It's up to you. How does your body feel right now before you do anything about closing it? Before you close it, just notice how do you feel right now, feeling fully in control.
I mean, I'm okay right now. I'm not slightly nervous, right? But
Yep, yep,
like
that's fair.
I feel mostly good.
I like that. Good. So when you're ready, and I mean that very literally, that's not a test statement, make the picture in your mind again of you feeling totally calm in the bathroom and breathe.
Okay.
We don't need to overthink it, just have the picture in your mind. And as you have the picture in your mind, slowly and surely close it. But once you close it, take a nice deep breath. Think about you feeling totally calm in the bathroom, and then slowly open it back up. Even if you want to keep it closed, I don't want you to. I want you to just reopen it again a little bit. Okay?
Okay.
So go ahead, open your eyes. Imagine yourself totally calm in that bathroom.
I'm
There you go.
totally
Perfect.
calm. Like calm.
Perfect. Breathe, breathe, and notice, look around you, notice, is what you're experiencing in the moment right now, is it scary or is it just actually the teal is your favorite color? All the bathroom walls are teal. I figure this is
Um,
what happens when I have a house with my wife. I'll buy the home and she'll decorate it all in her favorite colors.
if I stay in the present moment, I'm totally fine.
hmm
Yes. And yeah.
And you want to know a fun fact about all levels of fears, anxieties, OCDs, phobias, PTS, whatever's. The fun fact about all of that is that when somebody is in the moment, that's how they feel. So open it for a second. But here's what I want you to do for a second. Here's what I want you to
Yeah.
do. Did you notice that you started?
Yeah. I
If I
did.
did that, I would start to feel uneasy too, because what we are doing with our body changes our biochemistry,
Yeah, you're right.
right? So
Hmm.
we're going to do this one step at a time. By the way, you said something that was incredible, and it's so true for everybody. What did you say a moment ago about staying present?
If I stay in the present moment, I feel completely fine.
Exactly. So what did you do a moment ago what did you imagine in your head?
Future worst case scenario.
Yes, yes, 100%. So again, in your mind, make the picture, close your eyes, make the picture of yourself feeling totally comfortable in the bathroom. And when you have it, open your eyes. Once you have it, there you go. Take a nice deep breath and begin to close the door again at the pace in which you feel okay with.
I'm totally good until we get right to the end. Like, this doesn't bother me at all.
Okay. So then look at the door.
Okay.
And before you close it or anything, I want you to
Mhm.
make a picture in your mind of you closing it, but feeling comfortable doing that. So
Yeah.
make the picture in your mind of yourself closing it and feeling just fine while doing it. And wait until you're there. Don't rush it and breathe as you're doing that. There you go. Relax those shoulders. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I've learned to do that with my nose strip. It's kind of fun. Now, as you look at the door, I want you to make a picture in your mind of your hand at the door, closing it,
Mhm.
but feeling fine doing it. I want you to really just notice that in your head, closing it and feeling fine while you close it. What do you feel when you picture yourself closing it and feeling fine in that picture?
I mean, good. Happy. Again, happy, just not worrying about it.
Okay. So bring your hand up, close, and as you do, breathe. Open it, breathe, take a nice deep breath, and close it. Open it, take a nice deep breath,
Okay.
close it. Open it, take a nice deep breath, close it. Now, before you do that again, take your hand off and just look at it for a second. And as you look at it, I want you to breathe.
Hmm.
Don't force it, just breathe normal. And I want you to make a picture. Don't do it, but I want you to make a picture of yourself in your mind walking out totally free, just totally fine. See that in your mind. Close your eyes if you need to.
Yeah.
And I just want you
Okay.
to imagine walking out, feeling totally calm as you do. And then back away from the door a little bit.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. Look at the door and make a picture of yourself in your mind walking out, just feeling totally fine. And smile as you do that. Smile as you look at the door doing that. And answer in your head while you look at the door.
Hmm.
I'm not the show, the door is the show. And I want you to decide in your mind if you want to be that girl who can just chill in there as
I'm
long as
not
she
the
needs to.
show. The door's the show.
That's right. And I want you to make the decision right now.
I don't
Do you
want to
want
be
to be
that
the
girl.
girl? There you go. So
No, I don't.
stay in here with me for a moment and breathe. Just chill for a second and look around. How do you feel right now while you're present?
Good.
Those curtains behind you, is it
Yeah.
just butterflies on them?
Yeah, it is.
Where did you get those? My wife calls everything cute, and I have no doubt she would call that cute as well. Where did you get that? Do you go to HomeSense? Where do you decorate?
No, this is my Target. It's my daughter's bathroom. So yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Are your bathrooms teal too?
Blue, yeah, but not teal, more like mid blue. Mhm. I like
Oh,
blue.
I forgot that women have a bunch of different variations of colors. I have like teal, blue. That's as far as my radius goes. Now, notice something. Stay where you are and just notice something. How is your body feeling? Like emotionally, how are you feeling right now?
Totally fine.
Totally fine. So, can I show you something simple on my shared screen and just you pay attention to it for a moment?
Yes.
Keep in mind, as you're
I want to
present,
open.
go ahead.
I want to open the door again.
No, no, hold on, hold on. Keep it closed. No, keep it closed. Is it
Okay.
closed? I don't see anything. I just can't tell what's going on up there. Breathe. Make the picture in your mind of you feeling calm in the bathroom. And tell me when
Okay.
you can see yourself in your mind feeling calm. Tell me when you can see yourself in your mind feeling calm.
Okay. I'm calm now.
Okay, good. Notice how much control you have. Now that you're calm, let's make the decision from here. I want you to
Okay.
go outside, not in a rush fashion, but just in a very natural, calm fashion. Go outside the door for a moment, and I want to show you
Okay.
something on my screen for a second. Yeah, go outside. And first of all, reward the hell out of yourself for that.
Yeah. Whew.
It feels hard, right? No, literally reward
Yeah.
yourself.
Uh,
It feels challenging because your brain learned to it. Like again, I told you it was a learned response. Your brain learned to associate pain to it. But here's what we're doing. I'm going to show you this on the thing for a moment, and then we're going to have experience going back in. But don't worry about that for now. Actually, don't worry about it
okay.
ever. It's a silly idea. Ah, there you
Yeah.
go. That's a very don't worry about it now. Worry later. That's a smart idea.
Yes. Never. No. Never. Never.
There, I like that decision. So here's what we're doing. I want to give you like the kind of the logical explanation of it, and you're gonna notice how much easier it is to do it again later. Because as you're not doing anything, as you're not facing that fear, as you're literally doing nothing to do with that bathroom right now, what your brain is doing, just so you know, is actually recoding your fear. And what I mean by recoding your fear is it just had an experience that it hasn't had in a long time of you feeling calm while you're in that small space, right?
Yes, you're right.
And because it had a new experience that was more than just like 1 second that was like forced, which is like exposure therapy, it had an experience where you genuinely felt calm.
Mm-hmm.
You were in the moment, no big deal. You closed
Yeah.
it a few times, you laughed a few times, and then we walked out
Yeah.
calmly. Can you see the four squares clearly on my screen?
I can, yes.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you just happened. Let me make this bigger so you can see it more. So we put you in a state of feeling calm, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And as we had you in a state of feeling calm, we had you take actions. Pretend I spell right, doesn't matter, you'll get the point. But we had you take, while you were in a state of calmness, we had you take action that you hadn't taken in a while, which means you got new results. Those new results were your brain realized, wait a second, I can be calm in the bathroom or in a small space because I didn't sense any danger here. There wasn't any danger. What that
Correct.
does, what that does is when you have those results, it reinforces that state of calmness in the bathroom because now you have what I like to call a belief, a new belief that says, wait a second, my most recent memory of being in a small space or a tight space with calmness, that's what it's going to begin to associate,
Okay.
which means for the final step, in a moment, not yet, we're still going to chill for a little bit. It means that you'll be able to tap into more of your potential to do that and therefore take the same actions, feel even better when you're in there, which will reinforce this belief that you can do it. And it's just going to go around and around and around and around and around, and you'll never literally need me again. Does that make sense though?
Yes, completely.
Okay. Okay. So here's what typically happens. And by the way, part of the reason I'm taking time and not just like letting you go do it again is because your brain needs a moment to like recode what it just experienced. So I'm kind of killing time that we need anyway. But in that, one of the things I wanted to mention is the reason why so many people never seem to get better, even though it's like 1 millimeter away, like what we just did, is because they're in a state of, well, I'll just cross this out. They're in a state of anxiety and fear.
Yeah.
So they tap into like none of their potential at all. The action that they take is fearful action, which gets them results of saying, like, oh, I was afraid doing it. And so it reinforces their belief here of I can't do it. And then now they're on a negative spiral. So all we had to do was get you in a state of feeling calm, slowly introduce you to the experience that you were afraid of, have you notice it's not scary. We're feeling calm while we're doing it. And in a moment, you're going to notice it's 10 times less scary. The next time you do it, it's 100 times less scary. Before you know it, it's going to be like small spaces are going to be a symbol to remind you of how exciting it was when your whole life changed.
Understood.
Does that all make sense?
Yeah, it does.
It'll go from, oh my God, this thing is scary to, I used to not be able to do these things. That's so freaking cool. All right.
Yes.
So, with that said, I want you to look at the bathroom again. Oh, you're in it. What a fucking champion. I didn't tell you to do that, you badass. Walk in.
Okay.
And before we do it, I want you again to just make that, like, hold the picture up in your mind of you feeling calm in the bathroom with the door closed in your mind. But I want you to see yourself with the door closed, feeling totally fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
And whenever you're ready at the rate and speed that you feel fine with, I want you to close the door all the way. Again, as slow or as fast as you want to. It's totally up to you. Maintain
Okay.
full control. And once it's closed, back away for a moment and just continue to breathe. Not that fast. There you go. There you go.
All
Watch yourself do it so you can see that you're in control.
right, I'm in
And just
control.
big deep breath in through the nose. Smile and exhale. Now, I want you to notice something. Being if when once you're able to overcome this for good, what does this mean for the rest of your life, Amanda?
That I can overcome any other fear that's holding me back from anything.
100%. So whenever I've helped people to overcome a snake phobia or something silly, like there's no real value in overcoming a phobia like that, other than the fact that once they have an experience of doing it, there's nothing that they can't overcome in terms of fears.
Yeah, I
When was
agree.
the last, and when, oh, I was gonna say, when was the last time you showered or pooped without the door open? But I guess you have your own, so you get to like have that privacy in a different way.
Yeah.
So, so notice something for a second. Breathe, smile, and look around the room. How does it feel to know that right now you're doing something and feeling better than you have in how many months or was it again?
Oh no, a long time.
A long time. And how are you feeling? I know there's a bit of nerves, which by the way is totally fine, totally normal. But overall, how are you feeling right now in your body?
I mean, yeah, I got nerves, but for the most part, I feel good.
Good, good. So look at the door, and I want you to like this. Look at me, because you might not hear the sound, because obviously I've learned that you can't hear sound very well through this. I want you to look at the door and go. There you go. One more time, just for fun. I'm entertained. So once we make this one, there you go, this one mental shift, what it's going to mean for the rest of your life is that you can overcome this or anything else that you have. Now, before you open the door, keep the door closed before you open it. I only want you to open it when you bring your body to a full baseline of like knowing that you totally can. I don't want you to be like, oh, it's pretty much slow enough. I'm going to open it. Oh, that's better. I want it to be like this. I have full control to open it, so I'm going to open it when I bring myself all the way down. So calming down, knowing I can open it. And once you feel a pretty good sense of calmness, like a real good sense of calmness, that's when I want you to feel free if you choose to. But keep going until you feel pretty calm.
I feel pretty calm. And I
Now,
haven't even opened the door yet.
I was going to
So
say, only
haven't
look at that.
tried
Look at that. I want you to notice that. How fucking cool is that?
it. It was
So,
awesome.
do me a favor, because I'll still be
Mhm.
on the call. I want you to go lean your phone up against somewhere that looks towards this bathroom,
Okay.
like somewhere that looks towards it. Obviously, I won't be able to coach you from inside, but what, or from outside. But what I want you to do, and I'll be just near it, because that's perfect if you can hold me up there, on something,
Oop,
is
wrong way.
you're good. As you're there, what I want you to do, I'm going to give you specific instructions. They're not hard to follow because you've been doing it kind of the whole time here. Uh, once you're
Okay.
ready, pay attention. Perfect.
Okay.
So all you're going to do is what I want you to, can you hear me still?
I can.
Okay. So when in a moment here, all I'm going to have you do is go in there and we're not going to do anything like this, just to be clear. We're not going to like anything that like with our body that symbolize, yeah, just stay open and stay loose. And as you do it, you're going to go
Okay.
in and you can pretend you're brushing your teeth or whatever, but just go in and just stand there, feel totally calm. Notice how you're doing. Have the door shut behind you. Breathe,
Okay.
smile, look around, and then just come out.
All right. I'm
All
gonna
right,
do
let's do this. Breathe and smile.
Washing my hands.
I love that. I didn't think I'd be able to hear you. That's awesome.
Yep. Just
I love it.
feeling okay. Dry my hands. So I'm just
Amazing.
gonna I think
Come out
I did
and
it.
celebrate for a second. You have a great laugh. I love it. So come here for a second.
Okay.
Tell me, how did you feel when you went in there?
I felt good. I mean, I know you were on the phone and watching me, but I
Hmm?
didn't really think about it. Do you know what I mean? I thought,
I believe
whoops.
that.
I thought, oh, I've just gotta wash my hands and look around a little bit. I don't know.
I love that. I love that. And when you were in there, when you were in
Hmm.
there, was the fear like if we were to measure like I would usually say emotions, but if we were to measure fear itself on a scale from 0 to 10, where
Yeah.
would you say it was prior to all this? Where would you say it was that time?
Oh my gosh, it was probably a 9-ish. And yeah, it was one, two, if that. I don't know. It was very, very low.
I love that. I love that. Are you proud of yourself?
Yes, very.
Tiny mental shifts. So here's what I'm going to prescribe to you as if I'm a doctor.
Okay.
Like I said in that little like box thing of like a success cycle, the brain does need to learn, which means it needs to be subjected to experiences in which it has enough references to say, I know for certain that I'll be fine because I've done it enough times being
Hmm.
fine, right? So you've had like two of them now, feeling totally fine. I didn't tell you to wash your hands. And you're like, I'm a badass. I'm gonna wash my hands before I come out. And then you came out, there was no fear. I didn't see you go, you were just like do 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 do
Yeah.
do. So what you're
Yeah.
gonna do, a little bit later today,
Okay.
and then tomorrow, and I'm not gonna tell you any specific times, but certainly at least one more time today. And then I would say probably
Okay.
just every day for the next until you don't even feel like it's even an issue, not even remotely close. Just go into the
Okay.
bathroom, close the door, look around and breathe, and just walk out.
Okay. I
Because
can
you're
do
going to
that.
give your brain more experiences of when it thinks about small spaces, it's
Yeah.
got like 1 and 2 and 10 and 100 of all these references of I was fine. And you'll
Great.
notice in a day or two, you're not even going to have the fear anymore. You ready?
I'm ready.
Good. Man, I'm so excited. So let me know in a couple days how you're feeling, or even later today when you go in, and I will
Okay.
chat with you real soon, and then we'll wrap it all up. All right.
All right. Thank you, Tyler. I appreciate
So
it.
welcome. Bye.
Bye.